It certainly is, Rhema, and it is New Zealand Music Month. It's 5:15, and my guest this afternoon is Juliagrace. Hello, Jules.
Hello.
Thank you for coming in once again.
You're welcome. Nice to be here.
You came in this time last year. I remember talking to you over New Zealand Music Month, and I've been asking everybody this. Do you think that there is a New Zealand sound? I mean, what makes New Zealand music New Zealand music?
Maybe it's our accents.
Yeah.
I think possibly in the past New Zealand music has sounded a little similar to each other, but I reckon we've just diversified. I think we've actually kind of ended up with, as the country grows in stature and musically, it sort of tends to branch out a little bit, and I think we've actually moved on from the days where it was just, if it was really bad, it must have been Kiwi music, because that was actually probably the one thing that differentiated us from everything else. It just didn't quite sound so good. So I think we've really grown up a lot.
How long have you been making music for now?
Oh, for so long. For so long, look, I don't even want to think about it.
It's a bit rude to ask a woman that, isn't it? It's like asking how old you are.
Yeah, 2 years, 3 years. A long time.
Yeah.
And I'm 42, just.
Okay, and things, I mean, things have certainly changed in the time that you have been making music, because you were around for the start of the likes of the Parachute Music Festival, and now you've seen it completely disappear off the face of the earth, which is kind of weird. Do you think that's going to have an effect on Christian music in New Zealand?
I think it was definitely a platform and a place where people could sort of jump from there. And so, I mean, I'd like to think that it won't have an impact, but I guess there's probably no way that it can't do. But what I do hope is that other things sort of rise up to take the space and take the place. I completely understand why the situation has come about. But I do also hope that people don't kind of just go, oh, well, just because I can't play Parachute doesn't mean I can't play. You know, it's not a reason to give up. Yeah.
I mean, you used to be the lead singer, the front person for a group called Elevator. I grew up listening to your music and used to love it. And then you branched out on your own, and you've been doing the solo stuff for a number of years. And you've really carved out a bit of a niche, or a niche, if you're American, for yourself, really as a solo artist, but as a speaker as well, with a real heart for the likes of Tear Fund and Compassion and seeing children sponsored. I mean, are you comfortable with where you sit now and how your career's sort of ended up?
Yeah, I actually really am. I feel like I've sort of, possibly in the last 2 or 3 years, really kind of come into my own and sort of developed, I guess, something that makes me just feel really natural on stage. Sunday night I played an amazing concert over the shore. Had a beautiful grand piano, which definitely helped. But the chance to do some songs, some speaking, some stories, just to basically sort of get up and just be myself for an hour, and it was, I love it, absolutely love it. Yeah.
Your last album was It As Well, and that was beautiful, a collection of hymns. Your take on hymns with some new verses and new feel and that sort of thing. An amazing response to that album. And it's funny, when you start to talk about New Zealand music with people in our industry, people always mention your hymns album to me as one of the examples of great music. Were you happy with how that album turned out?
I couldn't have been happier, to be honest. Yeah, it was a huge sort of faith step to step out and do that. It was the first project I've ever done on my own from beginning to end, and I'm actually hugely proud of the fact that it not only came out exactly how I wanted, but that it struck the chord that I was after, if you'll pardon the pun. Like it was a healing process for me to create it, and I feel like it has done that in the lives of other people, which is really cool.
Yeah. You have talked really openly on this radio show about the struggles that you've been through over the last couple of years, and just because we care about you, are you coming through that? Are things good personally?
Yeah, I really do believe that's the case. Yeah, I think I actually wrote a song about a few weeks ago, looking back to, if I could look at myself in the situation when I was really at the heart, or at the, right at the base of where I felt at my worst. If I could look back to that, what would I say to that girl in that situation? And it was amazing to be able to sort of sit back on this side of it and go, well, I have actually come through. I have survived.
I'm
a
Beautifully.
bit of a survivor. Thank you, Luke. I can honestly say that God is faithful through all situations, and God is faithful, even though at the time I could not even imagine being able to sit here and say to you, one day I will feel better. I actually do. I actually do, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's always a hard thing to almost say, well, God had destined me to go through hard times? Well, I don't think that's the case. But he certainly uses those hard times to form us and to make us into better versions of ourselves. Do you think your music is going to change because of what you've been through and the way you relate to people?
Yeah, I don't think you can go through really deep waters without being, I think, either damaged or grown. And I said to someone the other day, I think the sign of true character is what you do next. And yeah, I in no way believe that God wants us to live through brokenness. I have some philosophical issues with that. But then on the other hand, I absolutely believe that God can work things together for good. And so I think he walks, life is tough. Life is gritty and real and unexpected. And so he has promised not to save us from every storm, but he will carry us through the storm. And I don't think, that's easy to say when it's all going sweet as, it's easy to sort of look at it like that. But when it's really happening, it's hard to hold on to. But then when you come back later, you can realize that God has a pattern and a rhythm, and he will bring you through.
That's awesome. You brought your guitar in, so you can grab that now because you're going to play us a song. Now, are you going to play the Cyndi Lauper cover or are you going to play a version of your own?
What would you like first,
song?
Luke? I don't mind.
Well, I think considering what we've just been talking about, it would be nice to hear Amazing Grace.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is Juliagrace with Amazing Grace on Rhema.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved